Welcome to another episode of Talk with O Guys. Yes, you know I'm your girl, Oreo Faye, and of course today we have an exciting topic to talk about. Today we're going to be talking about commitment in relationships, then and now. There's going to be a comparison, right? I'm going to be comparing, the relationship, the whole relationship thing then. When I mean then, I'm talking about our parents, grandparents' time, and now our own time, the millennial era. So yes, basically, commitment to relationships, this has been a very serious issue. A lot of guys, even girls, have been finding it very difficult to commit. They just want to always eat their cake and have it, and I don't know why. Guys, you hear guys say, oh, I like this girl, I want to be with her, but I don't want to put a tag, meaning they don't want to put a title. So you don't want to call her your girlfriend, or you don't want to call him your boyfriend because you're not sure, or I don't know, for whatever reason, but you just don't want to put a tag. Some will even say, if you put a tag, it will spoil it. I'm just there like, okay, then what are you doing? There's no point not defining a relationship. Once you do not define a relationship, one person gets hurt all the time, if not the two of you eventually, because feelings, issues, complications will come up. But when it is defined, at least you know you are shy in a relationship, and then when you break up from a relationship. But now we're having people break up from situationships, we're having people break up from friends with benefit. I mean, we're all guilty of this. I'm not here to shake tables, I'm just stating the obvious. Basically, I was thinking back, and I'm like, then during the time of our parents and our grandparents, was it like that? I'm like, what has changed? And I came up with a few tips or a few things that I noticed. Some of the marriages were arranged, meaning the courting period was pretty short. The father of the bride just probably arranges the bride with somebody from a family friend, and the next thing, two of them, all they know is they're getting married, and they do all the ceremonies and they're married. Some others go through procedures, meaning that there's this, even in the different ethnic groups in Nigeria, we have different procedures, but most of them are alike. Meaning, the first thing is the fact that they have to first see the girl that they want. If it's the guy does all the hunting and all that. He sees the girl, does his findings, research, trying to know about the family background and everything. And the next thing he does is to go and visit her. If we go and visit, try to see the parents, state his intentions, and then they would, they'll get to meet or reach a compromise, and then maybe they'll talk about the dates for the wedding or what have you. And the next thing you know, they have a wedding. The couple is married. But now, you have to first date. When you not even date, you're not even sure if the guy will propose, but you shall be dating. That's why you see someone dating for 3, 4, 5, 6 years, still waiting for the ring. Okay, let's say the guy now proposes, that's the engagement period. Now you are engaged. So people will not still even prolong it. You are not even sure when you will not actually get married. So people will just probably go and have children already. And next thing, you see somebody having like 3 children before they eventually get married. So like the whole procedure thing has scattered now. It's so messed up now. A lot of people are even so comfortable just being baby mamas or baby daddies. The whole marriage concept is just, everybody's scared. Because truth be told, the divorce rate is really high in our time. Like, back then, you would see our mothers were probably very unhappy too, because most of them did not really marry for love per se. But then if you ask them, they will tell you, eventually the love grew when I was living with him, blah blah blah. But then, they had a way of dealing with, these same issues that we're facing, like infidelity, disloyalty and all that. They had a way of enduring it and just sticking with their husbands. Even when some of the husbands married multiple wives, all of them, they just stay there. and then they are loyal and all. I'm not saying I want to be like that, God forbid though. Me, I don't want to end up with somebody that will marry other people, marry other wives. But I'm saying that definitely there's the new, like everything, most things have changed now. You know, there are feminists everywhere saying, some are like they can't kneel for their husband on their wedding day, some are saying all sorts. But I'm like, okay, there's some things that I can do out of like the goodness of my heart, or just because I want to do it because he's my man. But there are certain things I will not tolerate because I know he will not tolerate it either, which is infidelity. You can't cheat on me and expect me to be cool with it, except I really don't know what's gonna happen. I know people forgive people in issues, I mean where they have issues, but there are certain things, like if you cheat and it's like a mistake and you feel so bad and everything, and you really try to make the relationship work, because truth be told, that relationship is going to be very shaky. A very high chance that that relationship will work. I mean, there's a very small and little tiny chance that that relationship will work again. But let's just say it works again, fine, I give you a second chance, and then we'll probably get married. But you now feel because I've forgiven you the first time, you want to do it again. My brother, it doesn't work like that. And I know when it comes to marriage, it's very difficult for people to walk out of it. Personally, it will be difficult for me to walk out of it. But guess what? You can actually divorce. You can get a divorce based on infidelity, based on, you know, if your partner commits adultery and all that. Even biblically, it is allowed. But I wouldn't want, nobody wants to get this marriage thing wrong, because it can really mess with your life. So, you know, that's another thing. And then back to commitment, a lot of guys feel the need. Some of them are like, they can't even marry, they're not ready to marry anytime soon because they're not financially stable. And you know what makes me laugh the most? Because these guys, it's not like the people that even say the most are the ones that are not even broke. The ones that you see that they have potentials and they are working towards their goals, and you know that they will possibly be in a better place in a few years' time. But they'll be like, no, they're not ready. I'm like, okay, even if you're not ready now, does that stop you from having a committed relationship? Like, what makes you think that your life cannot change in the space of 1 year, and you see that everything is fine and you're ready to get married? What makes you think that's not possible? Why? I don't get why they will say, now everybody wants to marry date a financially stable person, both men and women. Nobody wants to be broke. Everybody's like, they want to get this thing right. Yeah, fine. But back in the day, man, our parents started from the bottom, like bottom together, and most of them are in much better places now, and we can see that they've grown together, they've built empires together. But nobody wants to do that now. Everybody's just waiting for somebody that is already up there, so all they have to do is meet the person halfway, so that, you know, there's nobody started from the bottom. You know, it's just what it is, right? But what can we do? There has to be differences in times have changed, so it's not really a problem. Yeah, another thing though is that when it comes to, you know, these fantasies that we have, especially women, the whole idea of finding the perfect guy, Mr. Right. Ask for Mr. Right before I get married. That's beautiful. That's a good thing. I personally used to be like that, well, but the thing is, I think that this love thing, yeah, we have to take our time. We have to understand that you can actually grow in love. But, you know, then most of them did not marry for love. Like I said earlier, a lot of them just found the guy, and then the guy probably just wanted to ask for their hand in marriage, and like, okay, cool, somebody has come to marry me, let me marry. But now everybody wants to be in love. They want to find that right guy. They want to, you know, in fact, that's not even how it is nowadays. A lot of people are even now marrying for the wrong reasons. But let's just stick to those that actually want to marry for the right reasons, that want to fall in love. It's fine. But let's understand, I also feel like we should also be open to understanding that love does grow, but doesn't mean you should go and marry someone you don't love at all, or you feel like you can never be compatible together. No. But if you do feel like you want to take your time with somebody, and you think marrying the person, or maybe by the time you want to marry the person, the love hasn't really gotten to that point where you're not really sure. But as long as the other person, especially if you're the girl and the guy is the one that is like showering you with all the love and everything, I feel like personally the love could grow. But if you still think you want to go with your fantasy thing, waiting for Mr. Right, girl, go for it, because I believe that everybody has somebody for them, even though there is no special person designed for you, but you can make somebody be that person, perfect person for you. There's no perfect person, but you can find somebody that is perfect for you. Another thing is when, you know, like I said earlier, we all want to eat our cake and have it. Everybody wants to. You want the benefits of being in a relationship, but you're not ready to commit. Like, let me explain. I think commitment is it sounds like such a big word, but at the end of the day, when you realize that it's because you're doing it it's for a purpose. You love this person, you want to be with this person, you want to end up marrying the person, which that's where purpose comes in. It wouldn't take so much from you. All you have to do is understand that you can't play games anymore. It is you and this person, and you are ready to go all the way. Definitely, a lot of people have gotten this whole commitment thing right. A lot of people have fallen by the way. But I just want other people now that might be watching that think that commitment is such a big deal. It is a big deal, but it's not impossible to achieve. Like, all you have to do is prepare your mind and tell yourself that you are ready to take on this journey. And by God's grace, with your efforts as well, you will do perfectly fine. It's not the end of, it's not like, hey, commitment, that means I'm not talking to any girl. No, it's not that deep. There are people in relationships that can talk to other people, but there are boundaries. That's what makes it different. Boundaries are very important. You are pretty much still single when you are in a relationship until you are engaged. When you're engaged, it's another level entirely. It's another ball game entirely. By that time, you're getting married to become one. You're getting prepared to get married. You're getting prepared to become one. So at that point, the boundaries have to be even more. Like, you have to create more boundaries. You can't escape it. And it's beautiful to live with one person forever. I mean, I don't understand why anybody would want to marry 3 wives. I still don't know if people do that, but I don't get it. The fact that the people in the olden days, or our mothers in the olden days, were accepting it does not mean we are going to accept it now. It's not cool. I mean, how are you even going to cope with multiple wives? And I don't want to share my man. I know a lot of females out there don't want to share their man. So it's an endless debate, the whole cheating thing. It's an endless argument. Everybody's like, well, there's too many girls now. Guys, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. You can be committed. You can be in a committed relationship and you can be happy. I'm not trying to say that there is no perfect relationship. Trust me. That's one thing I have personally come to learn. There's no perfect relationship. The only thing is you have to just find a way to be perfect for each other. In fact, there are so many people that you think they look good together, but when you go in deep and you see the kind of flaws that they're having to put up with, you'll be surprised. But then don't now put up with someone's flaws that it now becomes toxic to you. That's extreme. If you guys are not compatible, if your flaws are way too much, or if somebody else's flaws are way too much for you to handle, I think it's best you step out of that relationship. Take your time, heal. Let the other person heal too. Don't carry your baggages, those are the factors that make commitment seem very hard. When you have somebody that has trust issues, dating somebody that just finds it easy to cheat. The clash is like, it can never work. So you guys have to find a balance, heal separately, the other person to heal separately, and maybe you might end up working at the end of the day, or you might just meet other people that would be more compatible. So in general, I think the comparison is like, it's not really equal. It's like a 60-50 thing. I can't really say that then marriage was better then, or the whole concept was better then. I can't really say it is better now either, because now we are more, woke. We are now, there are more feminists, and then there's so many other factors involved. But I think that we can always find a middle ground, which is making the most important things count, which is like understanding that if you want to be with somebody, you want to be committed, it is very possible. You can always love your partner. You can always be loyal to your partner. You don't have to put up with infidelity, but you can be patient depending on your choice. You don't have to be a feminist that says she doesn't want to kneel for her husband or serve her husband. If you want to be the type to serve your husband, cook for your husband 24/7, girl, go ahead. And if you're a guy, you want to do all these things for your wife, you want to spoil your wife, you don't want to seem like a coward or a bitch, do so. There's no law, there's no anything that says the man has to be, the almighty. You can be sweet, you can be the perfect boyfriend to your girlfriend. So, in general, I would just like to say that commitment in relationships are not as hard as we think it is. It is quite simple, but very tricky as well. Let's just make sure that as long as you're sure you're with the right person, every other thing with effort, like I said, effort is very important. Every other thing will definitely fall in place. I hope you enjoyed today's topic because that's all I have for you today. Please make sure you drop your comments. I have a question for you as usual. Drop your comments in the comment section, and make sure you follow and subscribe on our YouTube channel. We have more content coming for you, and then make sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at CAFTV Online. Stay tuned, guys. Peace out. See you next time. You know I got you. I'm your nigga for life.